If you've seen my videos before, you know I absolutely love a good villain. Here are the 10 best anime villains of all time. Number 1, Light Yagami. Death Note. At first glance, this guy just looks like a pretty snob, but as Kira, he's absolutely terrifying. If he knows your name and your face, there's absolutely nowhere you could hide. His power is borrowed, and that is why he's at number 10, but he is still a force to reckon with. I mean, you know you're deadly when you have a freaking god of death on your side. Some of you might say Light is not a villain, but he has thousands of people's blood on his hands. So guess again. Number 9, Makima, Chainsaw Man. Out of all of the villains on this list, Makima, aka the Control Devil, scares me the most. Because 1, she has control in her name, and nothing creeps me out like a control freak. And 2, she's cute. No villain should be cute. It is not right. Also, she's manipulative as hell. A cute, manipulative psychopath. That brings back memories and not good ones. Number 8, the Flamingo, One Piece. Terrifying, fascinating, and dangerous. This guy just oozes Black Air Force energy. But what makes Duffy an amazing villain is how he manipulates everyone, even his own crew. Honestly, Makima needs to take manipulation classes with this guy. The Flamingo can break people with his words alone and make them feel like they need him. But Duffy is not just talk, he can walk the walk as well. Number 7, Garu, One Punch Man. What is more terrifying than a god who wants to destroy your world? Garu is stupidly strong in his cosmic god form, but even in his weakest state, Garu was a menace. He can predict his opponent's next move, has a super learning ability, which lets him to copy his opponent's moves. But there is one thing that makes Garu different, and that is his sheer willpower. Only the number 1 in this list has a will as strong as Garu. Whenever he loses a fight, he comes back even stronger the next time. Number 6, Einzel Gown, Overlord. This guy is the definition of OP. Humans, trolls, no race can even imagine being on the same level with the master of the tomb of Nazarick. He decimated an entire army and was laughing and flexing while doing it. I mean, even his servants could easily destroy the world. Number 5, Madura, Naruto. Okay, it's getting serious. The reason I put Madara above Einzel Gaon is because for years Madara's name put fear in people's heart. For years people thought Madara was a myth, a legend. Well, he is a legend, but a real one. All of the clans gathered to stop Madara, but even that was not enough. Madara Uchiha toyed with the Alliance and dropped not 1, but 2 meteors on these guys. I mean, just look at him. Even his freaking face commands respect. Number 4, Griffith. Griffith is one of, if not the most complicated villain I've ever seen. Despite being a villain, his people still love him. They follow him without asking a question. Griffith is not as strong as other villains on this list. I mean, even Light could easily turn him into a hashtag, but there's just something about Griffith that makes him an absolute unit. He's charming, strong, and unpredictable. Makima and Duffy would abuse people, but Griffith would even help those who he sees as a friend. He's one of the best villains I've ever seen, and we have to thank Mr. Miura for it. Rest in peace. Number 3, Shigaraki, My Hero Academia. Okay, now we are past dark. The top 3 are pitch black. Quirks in My Hero Academia are not just superpowers. They alter the person physically and mentally. So in a world that people are born with superpowers, Shigaraki is born with the power of destruction. And on top of that, he has a quirk all for one, which essentially allows him to destroy an entire city while world's strongest heroes are trying to stop him. As the doctor said, Shigaraki is the very embodiment of destruction. Number 2, Sakuna, Jujutsu Kaisen. You knew Sakuna is gonna be on this list. I mean, what good is a villain list without the King of Curses? Sakuna used to be a man, but he was so evil that he got turned into a curse. And because he knew Jujutsu better than anyone on this planet, he was way more powerful than even the strongest of curses. And his motivation? Having fun. If you think that's not a good motivation, guess again. And number 1. Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan. I love Eren Yeager, but if killing 80% of the world's population doesn't make you a villain, I don't know what does. Eren had no choice but to activate the rumbling. We cannot just say Eren was wrong. Attack on Titan is way more complicated than that. But as a villain, Eren is the best. Who are your top 10 villains? Who do you think deserves to be on this list? Comment them down below and subscribe.